To sum up the backstory of the boat, in '83 and '84, my dad Mike and Dick Fulham and Steve Stepp with Velocity raced this boat for 2 years, and then my dad and Dick Fulham decided to move on to a 38-foot Cougar Cat, also named Still Crazy, same paint job, same everything. In '85, that's when they tragically wrecked and were both killed here in Key. Actually, 26 years as of today, the 12th, and that's that's the story with that, and so that's where our family just took that turn, and everybody just, a lot of things happened. I mean, our grandfather losing his son, me never knowing my dad, and then to come back full circle, and we kept it a secret from the family for a little bit because we wanted to present it at Thanksgiving. We had 37 family members there.
Oh my gosh, that must have been incredible.
We just told Kelly, and Renee, my two older sisters that remember being on the boat, my father, and we stood up in front of all of them. My grandfather had no idea, and my grandma, my parents now, everybody, and we unveiled it in front of the family. But we were so worried how they would react to it, because they know the spirit we have and they know our love for it. And it's such a delicate situation.
Because there's hurt involved, losing a loved one.
Pain, your dad, you were young, but...
And indirectly, when something like that happens, you indirectly blame everything around it, high performance boating, everything. So they kind of just shut off high performance boating, and that's why it wasn't necessarily a part of our lives ever growing up. And we always, yearned to find out more and get back involved, go to boat shows, go to races, go to, Suncoast Offshore Grand Prix, and try to get back involved. And so we were a little concerned of how they would take it. But knowing that this was the boat that they raced for 2 years, had one of some of the best times of their lives.
Right.
Is when Mike was born, when Kelly was born. So it was, this boat represented basically one of the best times of Mike's life, not necessarily his death.
Right.
So if it would have been a little different if we found the Cougar Cat and we're trying to restore it because of what it represents necessarily. But this boat, it's a little bit different. It represented more of the life, the vitality, the
and it was
good
actually,
part of his life.
It was actually a post by Jordan's mom, my aunt, on Offshore Only that really summed it up, talking about what this, when we initially unveiled it to the family and told them, what we're doing and our plans, and how it went from one thing to watching, for 8 months us work every weekend, watching,
the dedication,
Steve Stepp, all these people reaching out to help, and then the following that, it just took on its own life, and it really helped our family deal with it because they saw what we were trying to do.
Kind of brought it out to the forefront again, that we can talk about this,
stirred up all those feelings.
We can deal with this, but we don't, it's not necessarily a negative thing. We can talk about Mike, we can talk about his life and the things that he did before, and not in a negative way. This is positive emotions, and when they saw the dedication that we put into this, that's, I think, what turned the tide of everything.
Especially with Grandpa, hard-working Grandpa. 90,
Wow.
91 now?
91,
but...
And still working every day.
Still working every day. But a side note with Grandpa, at the Sarasota Poker Run, he was down from Ohio, and the first time seeing the boat since, years ago, and he's taking pictures, and he was just so happy to see it. And he didn't want to take a ride on or anything. It wasn't even a question, He could still get on the boat, but he just didn't want to. And so we were taking some family and friends out for rides, and Grandpa pulls up, and what's going on? And he said, I would absolutely regret it if I didn't get on that boat with you guys. The last time he was on the boat was in the late 70s up in Michigan with my dad on the Intimidator.
Which is another 30 Velocity.
So he's like, and now I'm on his boat, seeing his name, my name on the same side, and we took him through Sarasota Bay, just ripping.
91 years old. Yeah, that's a day we'll never forget.
That's
it means
amazing.
everything. So.
And there's an amazing picture of it's a picture behind him of him taking a picture of us as we're out on the boat.
Oh,
just
that's
looking
fantastic.
On,
That's fantastic.
And it just meant everything to us because at the end of it all, that was what was most important is Grandma and Grandpa, and we're just glad that it turned out it became what it is today.